So this week's story is The 5 Times T.J. Hammond Was Mistaken for Bucky Barnes and the One Time He Wasn't. And it is by Eleanor Lavish. I'm trying to remember the tags things again. There aren't too many with this one. It's a teen and up, so it's pretty safe to read anywhere by anyone. Just some kissing. There's not really even any sex. Yeah, just kissing. The tags officially are family secrets, long lost secret relative, recovery, crazy Uncle Bucky. And it's a one shot. There's 5 stories in one. And it starts out with, and I kind of did little things to the side: the cute, the scary, the sad, the heartbreak, the happy, the Gib slap. And you'll get to that one. So it starts with TJ and Dougie are 15 there. And if you remember, TJ is from Political Animals. I've talked about it before. And I will do at least one more TJ story that's a crossover. So TJ Hammond and Dougie Hammond are twins who are growing up in the White House under, at this particular chapter's point, under their dad, Bud Hammond, who is president. He's kind of a spin-off of Bill Clinton, and Eleanor Barish, she goes back to her maiden name after they divorce, is kind of a spin-off of Hillary Clinton, who did not divorce her husband for the extramarital stuff. Elaine did, Hillary didn't. I don't care. You're fine with dealing that, then fine, deal with it. Go for it, girls. Either way. So anyways, so TJ and Dougie are 15. They're at a White House dinner, and they're old enough that they get to sit up at the grown-up table or adult table and show off a little, just kind of be a little bit adultish. TJ kind of, sort of, at that point, realizes he's gay, hasn't come out yet, which in Political Animals he does come out around 15 or 16, so it would be shortly after this chapter. So they're at this dinner, and their dad comes over with a very elderly, elegant woman, and it's Peggy. And she sees TJ, and TJ is the spitting image of Bucky, down to the dimple in his chin and everything. And it kind of throws her for a loop for a minute. Not totally, she doesn't have the dementia that she does in the Avengers movies, but it's still a blast from the past, a ghost. Oh my god, you really do look like him. And nobody has talked about the fact that Mr. Barish is not Elaine Barish's actual father. That there was somebody else there. And it's, in this version of the stories, it's Michael Barnes, Bucky's little brother. And I don't know if that's totally canon, but it's her canon, so it's okay. So they've got this, and Peggy doesn't know it's a family secret. They don't know that, she doesn't know that the boys don't know that Mikey or Mickey, I'm not sure how they're going to pronounce it, but they don't know about it. So she lets the cat out of the bag, and the parents now have to tell the boys in the morning what's really going on and who Elaine's father really is. Michael Barnes wasn't a very good person. He wasn't a bad person. It was just, he drank too much and disappeared real quick. And I think he dies in Political Animals. Her father really is not Barish. It really is somebody else. So Eleanor's kind of snagging that and running with it. So the boys find out in the morning that it's actually Bucky Barnes' little brother so that they're related to a war hero. And that is why TJ looks so much like Bucky Barnes. It's just a genetic quirk. In this story, other stories, that's not the truth. But in this one, so they find that out, and TJ goes and digs up a book on the Howling Commandos and starts looking at how much he really does look like Bucky. Just a very young version at this point, because, like I said, he's 15. So then, that's the cute, is, TJ's 15, it's cute, he's adorable. And finding out a little family secret that now they all have to keep hush-hush and don't talk about. And so then we get to the scary. And this one gave me chills when I read this chapter or this little part. And it's actually one of the shorter ones. Thank you. I don't need more of this. But TJ has found drugs at this point, and they're still in the White House, so it's probably his dad's second term. And he goes into the kitchen to get munchies, ice cream and Doritos or something. And his dad is sitting at the table with another man. And it takes him a few minutes to figure out who it is, but it's Alexander Pierce. And Pierce is just staring at TJ, just completely, hey, who are you? Kind of staring. Just all over, doesn't really say anything to him, just kind of watches. And it's the creepy watching that nobody wants the creepy watch. So it kind of freaks TJ out because he is high and he is trying to make it past his dad without his dad knowing he's high. But, it's a little too late, sweetie. Your eyes are probably way too bloodshot. So he gets his stuff and wanders into his bedroom, locks his door, and hides in the bathtub. And I would hide in the bathtub from Alexander Pierce, too. That man is a creepy fucker. I don't care if it's Robert Redford playing him. He's a creepy fucker. Robert Redford did a really good job with Pierce. Unfortunately. Guy's an ass. So, yeah, it's just a little creepy. Everybody knows it's TJ. Pierce knows it's TJ and not Bucky, but still, it's a little creepy. Hydra's sitting in the White House. Might be sitting in there in a couple months again. Sorry, I didn't say that. Then we get to the sad. And TJ is a lot older. He's sobered up. His mom is running for president or has already run. No, she's running for president. So she's running for her first presidency. And so TJ got sober. At the end of Political Animals, he was working towards it. And again, if you haven't watched that series, go watch it. You can binge watch it in one day. It's only 6 episodes, unfortunately. But he has figured out that he's actually pretty good at raising money for charities. I'm going to move my computer because this is giving me a neck ache. Oh, got it like that. Okay, there we go. So he's at a fundraiser for UNICEF, and he's been made the UNICEF ambassador. Try saying that together. And the charity gala lady in charge, Gloria, wants to introduce him to someone. She drags him over, and it's Steve. And Steve has heard that one of the ex-president's son looks just like Bucky. Natasha has told him this, but he's never seen TJ, so seeing that TJ looks just like Bucky is a sucker punch. Especially when he has no forewarning that TJ is coming over. It's just, Captain Rogers, I'd like to introduce you to... And he sees TJ. And that kind of puts him in a little bit of a spiral for a few minutes. And he has to walk off and try and go deal with it. And TJ, being the good guy that he is, goes and follows him, tries to make sure that he's okay, and hey, I understand this is crazy. I've been living with it for probably 30-ish years at that point. So yeah. So for 15 years he's known about it, give or take. And they go out to a gazebo. Well, that's where TJ finds him, is in a gazebo. And they talk for a few minutes, and TJ realizes that Bucky wasn't just Steve's best friend, wasn't just somebody he grew up with. He realizes that Bucky was Steve's lover. And we get the first kiss of the story. And it's not a pity kiss, but kinda, but not really. It's a sympathy. It's a, I wish I was him. I wish I could give him to you. I wish I could do anything for you kiss. And it's oh my God, I can't believe how much I miss you. I thought I was okay with it. This is killing me. Holy crap, I really wish this guy was you. Kiss. And all those feels in one kiss is a lot of feels for one kiss. And they decide, that they can talk other times if they need to. And so then you come to the heartbreak. And this is post-Winter Soldier by just a little bit, few days, maybe a week. And Elaine is president and has sequestered all of the family into Bud's father's family farm. And everybody's out there, they have their Secret Service details, and they know that all of these Secret Service details are not Hydra. Those have been all cleared out, taken care of, arrested, killed, whatever, however that went down. So everybody there is a trusted person. And TJ wakes up to one very confused, very probably starving, and yeah, Bucky Barnes. Hand to his chest and asking him, "Why are you wearing my face?" So that turns into a little bit of a thing for a few minutes, going back and forth of trying to get him to understand, I'm your great nephew, it's okay, it's just genetics, nothing nefarious, calm down, you can stay here, please tell me you didn't kill all the people on the compound, because they're all really good people, and you're here, and they're all really trained, and oh fuck, how'd you get here? So that's how that little chapter starts. And then it goes into TJ doing the best he can to help Bucky find what there is of his memories. And TJ, since he found out he looks like Bucky, has researched all the Howling Commandos, all the biographies on Steve and Bucky, and he's got all these books in his room at the farm. So he starts giving them to Bucky. Here, read these, try and remember, try and figure out who you are again. Bucky does some internet searches, which creeps the hell out of TJ. Because he's really kind of good at it. Maybe he really shouldn't be that good at it. But they get along for a while, and it's probably a good month of time. And TJ ditches more or less on the family in the main house. He's kind of taken one of the bunkhouse type things. Kind of to stay away from his grandmother, because in Political Animals, Margaret is a huge lush. She wakes up and she starts drinking, and she drinks until she goes to bed. And for TJ's sobriety in this story, he stays away from all of it. He doesn't do any alcohol at all, no drugs, none of it. So that's how he deals with his sobriety. So he stays away from Grandma because she's drinking like a fish because, well, the world just tried to implode. And, all that. Sorry, my sock's digging into my leg. Anyways, so he's in the bunkhouse with Bucky most of the time. He smuggles food back when he can. And there's a few setbacks. Some cognitive issues a few times with Bucky's memory. He wakes up a couple times to Bucky hovering over him, kind of having a relapse here or there. But it works out. And he tries to talk Bucky into letting him call Steve and letting him know that Bucky is there, because he knows that if Steve is there for Bucky, it will work out better, that he'll have more moral support, stronger and more understanding. TJ wants to help, but he's just not set up for that. He doesn't know what he needs to do, how he needs to do it. So, kind of has to wait for a while. And they finally get everything cleared up enough Hydra out of the government that Elaine is okay with everybody coming away from the farm, coming back to the White House, and the family part of the White House, so that she can keep an eye on everybody personally instead of emails and phone calls and stuff from the family and their Secret Service agents. And that's when Bucky finally lets TJ call Steve. He finally gives in and says, okay, call him, it's time, I need to do this. So TJ gets a hold of Steve and just says, an old family, how does he put it? An old family friend of Mickey's is here. He'd like to see you. And so a couple hours later, Steve shows up, and it's the reunion everybody would assume. It's hugs and tears and forehead presses and little kisses and hours of quiet conversation, with more tears and more kisses and more hugs. And Sam drove Steve out because he was such a neurotic mess of nerves. So Sam and TJ are stuck in the main house's kitchen for a while. And yeah, Sam kind of thinks TJ's cute, and TJ kind of thinks Sam is cute, and yeah, there's some cute. So they basically talk over coffee for hours and hours while Steve and Bucky are talking in the living room for hours and hours. And then we get to the happy. And the happy is Bucky and Steve are tired of Sam and TJ making faces at each other, making, what do they call it? Moon eyes at each other. And they browbeat and or irritate TJ enough into making dinner at Sam's house for Sam. And Sam comes in the back door and sees Bucky sitting on the couch and starts going off on him for the giant mess he made in the kitchen. Because TJ's not very organized in this story. So he made a giant mess to make spaghetti, and he didn't clean it up quite as well as Sam would have appreciated. And Sam is like, well, you know, if you're gonna feed Tweedledee and Tweedledum, you should have made like 4 times as much. And that's when Sam finds out that, no, it's just him and TJ. So there's some kissing, finally, for TJ. An actual kiss he gets to keep. And I'm assuming it leads to other things, but since this is a teen and up story, there's no sex. No sex in this one. Oh well. We'll imagine. We all have good imaginations, right? Yeah, because we read this stuff. And the next one is the Gibbs slap. And it's... The world knows Bucky is back. and Bucky has gotten a promotion from sergeant to captain. So now he's equal rank to Steve. And Elaine, being president, wants to do the whole big shebang of awarding Bucky his captain's rank and his medal, re-awarding his Medal of Honor. And she wants to do a big affair. Cameras and media and all this stuff, and Bucky's like, no, I'm not doing that. No. But Elaine really wants it. And you don't really say no to the first female president who's, kind of related to you. Grandniece. Yeah, grandniece. TJ would be his great-grandnephew. Great-grandnephew. So, you don't tell your grandniece no, she can't give you your Medal of Honor. So, being that TJ looks just like Bucky, they decide that TJ is gonna dress in Bucky's full military dress. Greens, I think, for Army. Dress uniform anyways. And medals and the white gloves and the hat and the everything that, And that Bucky is going to wear some horrible t-shirt button-up thing that TJ might wear if he was still stoned. And be in the back with sunglasses and popping gum and just being a general jackass. So TJ's up on the podium getting all these awards, and his mom, because it's his mother, knows that it's TJ and not Bucky. And she's pissed at him. She's pissed. I think really if she could have gotten away with giving him a good old Gib slap on the back of the head, she'd have done it. Of course, then she'd have given away to the media as to what the hell's going on, and that wouldn't have been very good. So she didn't. She just glares and gives TJ dirty looks and tells him that they will be talking about this later. But overall, it's just a mostly cute little story. Like I said, the part with Pierce is like, okay, can we hurry up past Pierce, please? I don't like him. Somebody should have capped his ass a long time ago. But, so, you should watch it. Like I said, watch it. Watch this. Read that. The 5 times TJ Hammond was mistaken for Bucky Barnes and the 1 time he wasn't. And you should go read it. You should leave her wonderful kudos and comments and all that other stuff. And you should do the same thing here with my videos, please. I am thinking of doing some compilation ones, some shorter ones that wouldn't take up more than a couple minutes. I might do 4 or 5 in a video, and of course do links for everybody in the comments in order, so that if you like the second story but hate everything else, you just gotta click on the second link. If you think that would be cool and you'd want to watch something like that, leave me comments here or on my Tumblr. All of them are Yasmina's Armada of Ships. And just tell me if you like any of this crap. Or if I'm sitting here talking to myself for 20 minutes to a half hour to 2 hours for no damn reason. So, anyways, thank you. I will see you all next week. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do next week. It might be Doppelgangers. It might not. I haven't decided. I will see you all later. Bye!